Hi everyone, this is Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Black and White and Neutral DIY and Decor projects. And this episode I'm going to focus on napkins, placemats, and these cute little things called silverware pouches. So I'm super excited. I'm going to show you a few ideas and then I'm going to show you step by step how to do them. And I will also let you know where I got everything and a few things you can get a bargain on, and I'll let you know how I did that. So let me start with this. I made this and I made this. These are just napkins. This one is actually a bandana from Hobby Lobby, $1, and I used white ink and this darling stencil I'll show you in a minute. This is actually a napkin, and I believe it was from my grocery store, Kroger or possibly Publix, but you can find these plain white cotton napkins everywhere. And then the silverware pouch idea is this, and forgive me if I just ramble, I have so many ideas in my head to show you. It's basically a pouch that you're going to put in front of each person's place, and it's going to have a napkin and their silverware, and this is what the pouch looks like. Okay, so let me show you step by step how to do that, and then I'll show you the placemats, which are hiding right here. Oops. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to protect your surface that you're working on. And I just got one of these little t-shirt forms at Hobby Lobby. It was $1.99. And I work on the back of it whenever I'm doing a stenciling project on a thin piece of fabric or anything that I know could sort of bleed through. So speaking of bleeding through, what I wanted to show you is a DIY don't. On this napkin here, wait, was it this one? Maybe it was this one. On one of them, well, maybe it wasn't. On one of them I felt, oh, it was the black. The ink went through from one layer to the next. Can you see? So when the fabric is thinner, you're going to need to spread it out and lay it down flat on your surface that you're stenciling. In other words, don't have the other pieces of the fabric folded up underneath it. Okay, so I am going to show you how to do that with this. This is just another plain old white, I don't know, cotton or poly cotton blend. I've sort of figured out the area that I want to stencil based on how I want to fold my napkin. And since on this one I did the knife and the fork, these come from the most darling couple of stencils that we have that a maker studio carries. One is called a Bon Appetit place setting stencil, and it has this plate, and it has, I cut mine apart because they're easier to work with, a knife and spoon and 2 forks in it. There's also just a Bon Appetit stencil from a maker studio that has words that fit in the center of this plate, which I'll show you in just a minute. But anyways, I have used my stencils quite a bit, and they're looking kind of ugly, but they still work great. These things are amazing. They can be used 20, 25, 30, maybe even 30 times, so long as you clean them promptly with water right after you use them. Don't let whatever the medium is dry in your stencil. Okay, so, and they're adhesive also, so all you do is just sort of stick them on to your piece of fabric, burnish it down, and then I'm going to be showing you this Maker Studio Black, which is called Can't Never Could. On the white one, I used the white, which is called Well I Declare. This stuff is amazing, and it lasts forever. Okay, and I'm just taking one of the Maker Studio spreaders that I cut into little pieces because they're easier to work with that way. And I'm going to squeeze some of this ink out onto it, just almost like a toothpaste. And put my glasses on so I can see. And I'm just going to essentially be pushing this gel ink through the holes on this mesh stencil. Now, if you happen to be the personality type that has to do everything perfect, I really want to encourage you to not be that way, because you're always going to make a little goof here or there, and nobody is expecting perfection on your DIY projects except for you. And the real sad thing is that it ruins your enjoyment of the project if you fuss too much about it being perfect. Okay, so I just covered it. I'm going to pull off the stencil and I'll show you how it looks. And then I'll quickly be putting that in in the sink under some cool water. Okay. Turned out great. I will be letting that dry for, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. Then I'll take it upstairs and I'll run a hot iron over it on my ironing board to heat set it. And then it'll be permanent. It'll be safe to be washed in the washing machine and safe to be dried in the dryer. And I think this just couldn't be any cuter. And I am really encouraging, especially the young moms that I know, to sit at the family table with your family and your kids at least a few nights a week, and to use real dishes and to use cloth napkins and real silverware. And that's what we did with our kids as they were growing up. They're not completely grown, but it's harder now that they're older. So when they're young, start that habit. You're going to have some good conversations happening around the dinner table, and you'll enjoy using cloth napkins. This project, by the way, could be done on any color of napkin that you like. But since this is a black and white decorating DIY project series, I'm just going to be showing you on black and white. Okay, so let me show you. Oh, the pouches, yeah. Okay, so this was essentially the same thing. These came from Target, and they were in the party section. When I bought them, they were on clearance for $1.75, but regularly they're $3.50, and you get 4 of them in there. And like I said, if you heat set them with an iron, you can use them over and over and over and wash them. And they're less than $1 a piece. And they're super fun, especially when you're going to be doing something outside, and you can just stick everything into the pouch with plastic flatware and tighten it up and set it on top of your plates out on a picnic table or your outdoor furniture. So that was the second idea. Okay, next up are the placemats that I made. And I'm just gonna run through them, and then I'm gonna show you how to do them. And I wanna give you some tips about working with burlap also. Okay, so I purchased all of these placemats. This is what they look like. They're all, you know, the solid brown. I purchased them from Hobby Lobby. They always have them in stock. They're, at my Hobby Lobby, they're next to the jewelry section where they have like aprons and other fabric pouches and pillow covers and stuff like that. You get 4, and they were $5.99. That's what the tag looks like. And I am really pretty frugal, so almost always when I buy these, I use a 40% off coupon on it, and it makes these placemats cost less than $1 a piece. So it's a really great deal, and you can really make a special table. So the first idea I want to show you is to do a plain placemat and to put a word in the top right corner. And for this one, I did the word blessed. There's a stencil pack that a Maker Studio carries that has blessed, thankful, grateful, and then it has a really cool like acanthus wreath, super versatile stencil. So if you're looking for something with some great words, I recommend that one. So I stenciled it initially and it was pretty cute, but I thought this really needs something more. So all I did was take some of this ribbon that I just purchased at my local Walmart. This is what it looks like. Whoops, is that upside down? Yes, sorry. And it was like $2 or so. And using my hot glue gun, I just essentially applied the glue and pushed my ribbon down. And I purposely didn't finish it so I could show you how it's attached. Super easy. The thing with these placemats, these burlap ones, is you're probably not gonna ever wash them. When they get yucked up, just throw them away and make yourself some new ones. So it's perfectly fine to use hot glue to attach some ribbons, but I have another idea to share with you. This one is kind of the same idea, and I used the word grateful, and then I took some of this just plain ribbon, also from Walmart. That's one of my favorite places to get craft supplies. This was about $1.99, and it's just black sateen, pretty narrow ribbon. And I took a little needle threader, and I essentially just wove it through the holes on my burlap, and I will finish it off with a little hot glue to just glue the ends down. This, I think, would be a super idea for your Thanksgiving table to do grateful, thankful, grateful, thankful. And the great thing about these is if you have 16 people at your table, you can make 16 placemats, you know, and it will cost you hardly anything. And they'll be personal and they'll be special for that holiday. Okay, the next idea I want to show you is again using this stencil that has the plate and the silverware. Oh my gosh, this really looks sad, but it's still working. And you know, the sadder it looks means that I love it a lot because I've used it a ton. Okay, so this first one, I just did the knife and spoon and the 2 forks on it, on the right sides. So I'm thinking, do you have a child who's trying to learn how to set the table? If so, these placemats would be great because it'll show them where they're going to know that the plate goes in the center, and it shows them where the knife and spoon and where the 2 forks go. Exact same process to do this. I just used the black gel art ink and the stencil, laid it down. When you are working with burlap though, you really need to make sure that you have something absorbent underneath it. And also, you're gonna have to use a little more ink than you would normally use, and you're gonna wanna really press it in there. And then I usually tell people not to cheat and look. Don't pull up the corners before you're finished with the whole thing. But when you're working with burlap, I do actually recommend that you pull up a little corner and see how is it coming through. And also when you're working with burlap, you're gonna need to really thoroughly clean your stencil. So you're gonna clean the gel ink off the top. Then flip your stencil over in the sink, and you'll see there's little fibers stuck in the sticky part of your stencil. And I'll spray those off with some cool water, and I might even use a kitchen sponge and a little dish soap to get every single little fiber off. This is the next placemat that I made with that same stencil, and I put the plate in the center. Okay, and this is cute enough by itself, or I could add the knife and fork and spoons, or spoon and 2 forks on this stencil. But I don't know if you notice that there's this negative space right here across the plate. That is designed for you to be able to fill it in with the words that come in the other stencil set, which is called Bon Appetit stencil. This one that has the plate and the forks is called Bon Appetit Place Setting stencil, just so you know. They're 2 different things. And some of the words, it has a Merry Christmas, and it has a congratulations, and it has a happy birthday, and I can't remember, there's 1 or 2 others that you can put in there. Or you could make your own choice of what you want to put in it, but I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. So you would just lay your stencil on here, and the words are going to go perfectly inside of this. And this would be fun to do if you were celebrating a birthday. It might be an anniversary that they have. I can't remember. But this would be fun to do, gosh, for any special occasion. I'm probably going to leave mine blank so I can use it all the time. I may add the silverware on either side. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it better plain like this, or do you think it would be cuter if I added the knife and spoon and forks to it? Let me know in the comments, because I probably won't get to it for a day or two. Okay, now I want to show you just a couple other projects that I made using these same burlap placemats. And at this time, we did not have, a Maker Studio did not have gel art ink. So instead of using this amazing stuff, I used Rescue Restore paint, and it works great too. But I have to tell you, it's really not specifically designed for fabric or for burlap, and it does make your item a little bit stiffer. So, and it's a little bit more difficult to get it cleaned out of your stencil. So I definitely recommend that you use this stuff. This is like magic serum. I love this stuff. Anyways, here is a placemat that I made a while ago, probably about a year ago, using black Rescue Restore paint, and then I gilded the bee. And this was using this cute stencil that a Maker Studio carries that is a bee, a queen bee stencil. And then I made these placemats, same way, using Rescue Restore paint instead of the gel ink. And there's a darling stencil that that a Maker Studio carries that says XOXO. The placemat wasn't long enough to do the whole thing. So on one of them I did OXO, and on the next one I did XOX. And I have to tell you, I did pillows like this too, which I'll show you in one of the other series in a little ways down the line. I don't know if it's number 5. I can't remember. But anyways, this stuff is cute, and I have gotten such good response to this stencil and this look with the black and white. And then in the introduction that I just filmed today, earlier, I talked about using pops of color. So if you have this black and white and neutral placemat sitting on your kitchen table, for Halloween, it would be super cute to have some orange plates. For Christmas, it would be super cute to have some red plates or green plates. So you can see how you can tie in a little pop of color easily when you're using black and white and neutral as your base for your decor and DIY projects that you're making. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed this quick video tutorial and that you will stay tuned for episode 2. I will have that posted. It'll be on Facebook, Instagram, and my YouTube channel. Feel free at any time to leave me a question, a comment. I would love it if you would share any of these videos, these episodes, with your creative or crafty friends too. So until next time, I will be dreaming up more DIY projects for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.